Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Charmed Rewind. Piper becomes death.
The one job she's most suited for.
I mean, they didn't get a lot right in the later seasons, but I feel like this one is the career
casting.
Yeah, it was her career trajectory. We all knew.
It's the part she was born to play, baby.
Yeah, so we watched season 7, episode 5, Styx Feet Under. This is fitting for the beginning of 2-month Halloween, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's scarier than like season 7 of Charmed?
Yeah.
Season 8 of Charmed.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is sort of like, I feel like 8 sometimes, like they were bad, but like you got some reprieves from some stuff because they were kind of tired. So 7 might be worse than 8.
Yeah, because we have to do something, but we don't want to. Let's complain constantly.
Yeah. Oh, complaining. Complaining is really how Piper undoes herself in this episode. Really, she gets sort of a comeuppance for her complaining.
Yeah. But it is also probably what she wanted deep down inside.
My dreams have come true! Yeah, so during this stage of the show, what plot lines are going on? Agent Brody's sneaking around. He is trying to figure out what's going on with the Halliwells. He figures that they're magical, but he wants to basically get them to help him because of his past with the avatars killing his parents or whatever. So he's snooping around. You got Nick Lachey stinking up the joint. Phoebe's being super annoying about that storyline. You also have Charisma Carpenter as the seer, which is not really a storyline, but she's in 3 episodes, and this is the second one that she's in before they unceremoniously dump her character. She was one of the more interesting characters around this time, but she doesn't really do too much that's very interesting in this one.
No, this isn't really a part of her main arc, I guess, as a character.
Yeah, big waste. Also, Phoebe does not have any active powers at the moment. I feel like that is still left over from the end of season 6. I could be wrong, but I think this is still after when her powers were taken away because the budget. But in canon, it's because she's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
So for 1 episode and 1 episode only, she cares about other people because they need some excuse why she earns one of her powers back in this episode.
The one they want to use the most.
Yeah, levitation ain't coming back.
Mostly for evil.
Mostly for evil. I love they act like, because she has no active powers, which is basic. Well, she had levitation, but premonitions are her main thing. They're like, well, she can't fight demons. It's like, she has martial arts and stuff. Like, she could always do that.
She forgot.
No, she forgot.
He is an idiot. We have purposely trained him wrong, as a joke.
Anyway, I think that's basically what's going on. Anything else you want to say before we jump in?
Nope.
All right, so we open at a shot of a military chapel. Paige and Piper, we hear them before we see them. Guess what? They're complaining. They're both on 2 simultaneous phone calls. They're on a demon stakeout, but they are on the phone. Piper is ordering stuff for P3. She wants beer, and she's complaining about not having enough beer.
Paige has her legs up, being as lazy as possible.
Oh, Paige in this scene is something else. Paige is pretty terrible in this episode. She so she's on the phone with Phoebe. She is complaining because Phoebe has sent them out to go find a demon. She apparently, because she has no active powers, she can't go out with them. So she's doing research at home while they're doing
like an excuse to be lazy.
Yeah, everyone's being lazy. And so
Paige
Phoebe
still did the most, even though she's very much kind of stinky Paige in this.
Oh yeah,
she tried something and then gets complained at repeatedly for it.
From the beginning of this episode, we see her in the car. She's got a short skirt on, but she's got her knees up to the dashboard, her legs up in the air, no shoes on, eating Twizzlers, complaining at Phoebe because she won't deal with her guy issues. They have to do stuff.
I love, oh no, Phoebe wants to, do her job as a witch. Why? Oh, because she's dealing with stupid relationship issues. She could never just actively want to help someone normally. No, it has to be because she's messed up because of stupid God.
Yeah, it's never for altruistic reasons. It's because she's trying to distract herself or whatever the fuck's going on. And then the other two are just mad because they want her to do stuff, as if she would do stuff normally if she wasn't dealing with guy issues. She would just be like, I'm working at the paper.
Yeah. You suck, Phoebe. You suck. All
right. The VCR's his, but the pot is mine. So anyway, Paige is like, yeah, we can't keep doing this because Piper and I have lives. She says this 3 times in the episode. We have lives. Unlike you, Phoebe, you fucking do it. She too would like to fuck off at home. Instead, they're stuck there eating Twizzlers and complaining.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, and like, we don't hear Phoebe on the phone because Alyssa Milano, I think, is incapable of recording these lines. But like, apparently Phoebe says something about fighting demons is important.
Yeah, right.
Paige is like, yeah, I know it's important, fuck off. And then I wrote, why is this our opening scene? Everyone sucks.
Yeah.
It's just them like, they're on a stakeout.
Ta-da.
Piper checked out.
It's so many of these podcasts, we have to start off by being annoyed with them complaining. We have to complain about complaining, but that's what the show keeps hitting you with.
Yeah, we're complaining about their complaining. It's Complain-ception going on here.
It's very annoying when your main characters just immediately throw "we hate doing anything" at you when an episode starts, and they think this is a good way to start so many episodes.
This is how they start, and then the middle and then the beginning of every episode goes at this stage. Yeah, so the thing with Phoebe and Nick Lachey, his character's Leslie. I did love when they mentioned him. You're like, who the fuck's Leslie? You know, Leslie.
Yeah.
Good old Leslie.
There's so many stupid boyfriends.
Yeah,
it's hard to remember
which sugar daddy is it this time?
Which one's she whining about because, oh no, her perfect little date wasn't perfect enough?
Yeah, I don't understand why this in particular she has issues with. They talk about it a little bit, but it feels like a stretch that she's at this point.
She's whining because, I don't know, she's afraid that she's not ready to go further with him or something.
She's afraid that she doesn't know what she wants out of this relationship, and they like just slept together, and then she's like nervous about it, I guess.
Shut up, Phoebe.
But she's like so nervous that she's not going to the office and avoiding him, even though she's not supposed to be at the office because he was brought in as a ghostwriter while she went on sabbatical at work to like find herself or something. So, you know, I'm glad she's taking time off work to still not help people most of the time.
Phoebe needs a break from her break.
Yeah. So, they mentioned that Phoebe has no active powers, and Paige says that she
never had any active use.
Yeah.
Ever.
Her only active power, really, I mean, like, because I don't think premonitions were an active power. I'm not sure what the definition was, but it's not like she uses it to... I mean, she uses it to fight evil, but it's not going to assist her in a demon fight or anything.
Well, she uses it for her love life more than to fight evil.
Yeah, I don't know how many times past when she gets them back by the end of this episode, a vision is anything but just about herself. But there is a point in season 7 where it is exclusively about her, and she never has a vision not about herself again. Like, there is a point where all of her visions are just about, you know, decks in the city.
Having to make that happen, even though in this one, you know, she tries to prevent what she saw.
Yeah, because that's what...
that's what it usually was until she decides it's the opposite.
Yeah, they act like she can't help on a stakeout, which she absolutely could, because again, she could use her martial arts, which she does later in the episode. She
could use her stupid fucking eyes to look, which is more than Piper and Paige are doing.
Yeah, they're there and they whiff it so hard on the stakeout. They were there to, like, they specifically were watching for this chaplain who's coming to they know it's him that's going to get attacked by a half demon or whatever. And so they see him, but they still take forever. And the only thing I can think is they were a little delayed because Paige had to put her shoes on. So yeah, like Paige is like, yeah, Phoebe better get her active powers back because we can't keep picking up the slack. As she snacks on Twizzlers, like her mouth half full, like, Piper says that she wishes the demon would hurry up and attack already.
I wish they'd just kill everyone, then we could go home. Oh, well, at least we tried.
No, you didn't. So Paige is like, no, don't worry about it. I cast a protection spell on him, so it's all good. Here's where the episode gets a little dicey. Apparently, it's bad that she cast a protection spell. Piper is pissed at her that she cast a protection spell, because according to her, protection spells backfire, so that's why they don't use them.
By the way, according to the wiki, this is the third time a protection spell's come up, besides the general one, I think, on the charmed school thing.
Right.
Magic school, but they have never used one. It was 2 random witches who have used them 2 other times in the series. One time it failed, the other time it seemed to work. And then this.
Yeah. There's only been 3 examples so far of protection spells. One of them was the pilot, the woman that got killed at the beginning. And then there was another one where she was saved, so it worked.
Yeah.
And then,
and if we're going by the school one being one, I guess that one's worked most of the time.
Yeah, until season 8, they decided that was demon headquarters.
Until they, turned it off and said, "Welcome, demons."
Welcome, demons. I don't understand why they're like, oh, we should just never try.
Yeah.
Because it could backfire. They do spells that backfire all the time. That's the show.
Yeah. But this is Paige at least trying something. She's being pretty stinky in the scene, but she's done more than the other 2.
Yeah, it's more out of laziness, but
But sure, I mean, it's also it's a good idea in theory because you're likely to fail, especially with the charmed one's hit rate. They're most likely not going to get there in time.
I don't know why they act like this is automatically super bad because they don't know what would happen yet. It's not like protection spells are notorious for being terrible and you shouldn't utilize them, and they've never utilized one, so they don't know what the consequences could be. A consequence happens because of this, but that's just coincidental that happened. It's not like Piper knew that was going to happen.
No, she's just mad she tried something.
Yeah, that seems like what she does in all these late stage ones. She's mad when someone does anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. She's pissed because they were active about proactive about something.
It's utterly insane to be I tried something to make sure, in case we don't get there in time, this guy's not going to die. In theory, it's supposed to work that way. It ends up not, but she tried something and then just constant complain.
Even though Paige did something for a good reason, she is kind of lazy about it and does make it a little bit hard to get behind her because she's hand waving it away don't worry about it. I got it from my best grad student. Her best grad student. And then it hit me like a wave. And I remembered that this slobby woman with her legs halfway up the dashboard eating Twizzlers is supposed to be the headmaster of magic school at this point. Doesn't give a fuck. And she's like, I'm not gonna do it. Hey, you come up with a protection spell, grad student. So this is when they spy their innocent, which is the chaplain of this military chapel. He's heading inside, and they're like, all right, let's go. But again, Paige is like, I gotta put my shoes on. So I guess they're delayed.
How long did that take?
I don't know. She had her sweaty feet. She put flip-flops on, but taking her time.
Give me a few more minutes.
In a few minutes, bitch.
So inside the chapel, this is when Zack Ward shows up as Cirque. That is his name.
Cirque du Soleil.
Cirque du Soleil. That is his demon name. They do mention he has a human name. He is, he helpfully gives his whole backstory to the chaplain. He's like, haha, here's who I am, and here's what my deal is
right.
for the audience. He is a half demon, so he has sort of a half reptile face that looks real dumb. And he is trying to kill everyone in his family that's human. And once he does that, he'll become a full demon. So that means the chaplain, who's his cousin, has got to go.
He gains powers from anyone he kills?
Yeah, whoever he kills, he gains gifts from them, but I don't understand if they're all the humans that he's killing, why do they have powers? I mean, I guess humans could be witches, but the chaplain doesn't have powers.
Mm-hmm.
But then he gains things from the people he kills, so maybe he's killing witches too?
He gains stuff from other people, so it's This is a pretty good power. It seems way better than most demons.
That's what Jeremy, Destroyer of Worlds, did.
Yeah.
From the very beginning, he killed people and he got the powers.
One of the other times we saw a protection spell.
Yeah. They backfire. Backfired for that lady. So this is when Piper and Paige bust on in too late. They arrive just in time to see Cirque blast an energy ball straight through the chaplain. and really straight through him. He has a gaping hole in his chest. Yeah. It's like death becomes her, like Goldie Hawn.
Yeah.
So Piper tries to lazily blow up Cirque, but it doesn't work because they have more episode to go. He starts shooting lightning at them like Palpatine.
Stronger because he's half demon.
Because he's half I don't know why this guy is so powerful, but I guess they're acting like he's some sort of larger threat, even though he's fucking Titus's brother. And I just don't believe Zack Ward's much of a threat. He acts like a whiny douche bro through this whole episode. I'm like, I'm sorry, is really supposed to be like threatened by this guy?
He was pretty scary in Blood Rain too. 3, whichever the Western one was.
I think it was 3, but
yeah, I think it's 3.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so he throws a fireball and then Paige redirects it at him and then he retreats. It looks like the chaplain survived. Yay! But also he's got a gaping hole in his chest, so things aren't doing too good for him. This is when Piper comically peers through his chest hole and then nags at Paige sarcastically about her protection spell. As if things would be better if he just died. Like, it didn't...
Yeah.
It would have gone poorly either way.
They don't even know that this guy is totally screwed at this point. Like, they think there's a possibility he could be saved, because Leo goes, like, I don't know if you're dead or alive later. So you think maybe there's a chance to do something. There isn't.
I don't know how they think they're going to fix a giant hole in his chest.
With him not dead, you think maybe he could repair it or something.
Yeah, I guess. Why didn't Leo try?
He didn't try.
He can't heal owls, but he can heal neon signs. He could try to heal this guy, but no, he doesn't.
If you're able to keep them alive while you repair the body, you'd think that you could possibly do something, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, just let's complain for complaints' sake.
Yeah, I guess what's happened is the protection spell has trapped his soul in his body, so he can't leave his body. But, like, wouldn't he also just be in constant agony because he has, like, a fucking hole in his chest?
Apparently not.
Apparently not, because he's dead.
The spell also came with a heavy dose of painkillers, at least.
I guess.
Why'd you do that? Painkiller spells backfire. Just let him die in agony.
I love the lack of tact they have for any of this.
Oh, yeah. They're horrible to this guy. That we do the opening credits, and then Leo is waving his hand through the guy's chest, making a...
This is played for comedy.
Yeah, he's making a face like at the camera.
Them letting someone get a hole blown through them is comedy.
Yeah, this is comedy in an episode that's about the importance of death. And so Leo's waving his hand through the guy's chest hole, makes a face at the camera, and then ducks away. He doesn't even say anything. He's just doing this for the audience and then leaves.
Yep. We mug through his hole.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to do this other than to make the audience laugh, I guess. And then Piper comes in and requests that the chaplain wear a jacket to cover up his disgusting chest hole.
It'll save money on effect shots. Put this on.
You suck, Chamberlains. You suck!
Yeah, meanwhile, Cirque's got his tongue stuck to a frozen pole. Yeah, he's busy. We got time. So, the chaplain is like, hey, what the fuck happened? And Phoebe is there. She's in an ugly halter top with a weird Elvis hair swirl. Mm-hmm. This is her outfit through the episode. And she's like, we aren't sure. But then, like, 30 seconds later, Paige is like, yeah, I cast a protection spell, and that's what happened. Like, well, I guess you were sure.
Yeah.
And then Leo is also acting like it was a horrible idea for Paige to cast a protection spell for some reason. So he's like, huh? Why'd you do that? And then Piper dismisses his concerns that are the exact same as her concerns, because she already bitched at her earlier.
Yeah. Chaplain.
I already did it. Let's move on.
Phoebe says that the spell was a very, very bad idea, but she says it while sounding drunk.
A very, very bad idea.
I need to get back to my relationships.
She wasn't really She wasn't really researching. She was just pounding back a few.
Act like you're sober, Phoebe. They've got a guy with a hole in his chest.
Skinny marks.
Skinny marks.
Yeah, Maggie was just taking up the mantle.
Yeah.
So Paige is like, hey, I had to do something because Piper and I have lives. Not because she wanted to help him, but because they have lives. Even though, like, she says they can't just wait around for a demon to attack, but that's what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, well, you cast it so you didn't have to wait around for a demon to attack, but you waited around for a demon to attack anyway.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What about me?
We don't have time to care about you.
This doesn't make any sense.
No, I mean, because they didn't get there in time, so, had this thing worked correctly, it would have been a good idea.
And then Piper says not to drag her into this.
Don't drag me into this.
And then Paige decides to turn the bitching on Phoebe. She says the only reason that they're hunting for demons constantly is because Phoebe won't deal with her Leslie issues. So again, they're not sad that they failed to save this guy and he's currently undead in front of them. It's because they were bothered with that, like, actually going out there to do something.
This is your main characters. You're supposed to care about them.
Leo is like, so there's a guy with a hole in his chest in the room. Maybe we should focus on that. And then the chaplain runs out of the room. He's like, I gotta go talk to my wife. Bye. Never do drugs. The others lazily make no attempt to get up. And then Phoebe's like,
Paige, you mind?
Yeah. It's like, he's super lazy for the actor too. Like, Rose McGowan doesn't even have to get off the chair. She just orbs back.
She rolls her eyes and orbs out like,
Yeah.
And then Phoebe, still not getting up, lazily says,
we can't let him run around like that while Agent Brody's snooping around.
This is all about them. They're so fucking lazy.
Really gotta get to work here.
Everyone in this episode is lazy Leo with the chips. So Paige orbs back in with the chaplain, and she's like, all right, I'll reverse what happened. I'll figure out how to do this while I deal with all those other things I have to do at magic school. She's so busy. She fought for magic school, and she hates it already.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember how far away they are from them just saying, like, you hate this. We'll put Leo in charge. But, Is Leo... No, I was going to say is Leo human at this point, but he orbs them around, so he's...
Yeah, he's not.
He's definitely a white lighter at this point, because he goes to... Yeah. Yep. Anyway, so he just didn't try saving that guy.
No.
So they're not really sure if the chaplain's alive or dead. Well, the angel of death is here to clear things up.
He's like, nah, this guy's dead.
He's like, no, he's dead as fuck, man.
I love it. He shows up. This is so amazingly stupid. He says he's here for someone, and Phoebe's like, who? It's like, I don't know. Maybe the guy at the hole in the... She's
like holding her neck like she's afraid it's her. It's always about her. And he's like, don't worry, I'm after that guy. The dead guy that you guys can't believe he's not dead? Yeah, that's who I'm after.
Stupid Phoebe's back.
I love too, like, she's like, who are you? And then they do the stupid, like, crash scene they thought was so cool. Like, I'm the angel of death.
I had a story once, but not with any of you.
Yeah, this isn't his first appearance on Charmed. This is his second appearance, but it's his first time meeting any of them because his episode had to do with Prue.
Yeah.
And that was a quite good episode. I think it was season 3, and it was about Prue trying to save this. I think he was a cop or an agent that was after them. She's trying to save him, but death is inevitable. So she's learning about, the inevitability and importance of death. So...
It's kind of weird, too, because, that was a pretty good episode. And then, he has that stuff with Prue. It gets mentioned in passing, and then that's it.
Yeah.
It's very weird to have that.
This episode is basically just a reheated bad version of that, too. Because it's like, all right, so they're learning the same lesson, except throughout this episode, they're making flippant remarks about death.
Oh, yeah.
They're reminding us that death means nothing on the show, except for their stupid sister Prue, who was dead for real. But they're like, so-and-so's died before. Death. Oh, they're dead. Whatever.
They don't ask anything about Prue's stuff with him. Like, maybe he knows more about her, too, but...
Yeah.
It's very lazy.
I think, too, if they're talking to the Angel of Death, if Piper at one point gains the ability to go to the afterlife, Prue would come up.
Yeah, I think that'd be the first thing she'd try to go do.
What if, like, Grandma Ghost showed up and they're like, Reaper! Oh!
Sure she can't keep coming back.
Eventually we'll be rid of her forever.
Go into the toilet, Grandma. That Gene waving, go back to hell.
Take Tuvix with you.
So when the Angel of Death shows up, the chaplain faints and everyone looks annoyed. Like, I do love that the Angel of Death shows up. They've never met him. I don't remember if Prue told them about the Angel. She might have, but like, this is their first time encountering the Angel of Death, the guy who takes people to the afterlife, and they're like, ugh, he's here.
I think there should be some kind of reverence or just be like in awe, but nah.
This guy who plays the Angel of Death, too, I think he's pretty good. Like, he looks like an Angel of Death. He's got kind of a creepy face.
He's someone trying to. He's trying to give this kind of more of a presence to it than a lot of the charm bit actors.
Yeah, he had a lot better material to work with in his first episode, but he's trying to make some real dud lines work in this. And for the most part, I think he does, but I'm like, man, if it was a different actor, it would work less, I think. He was also on an episode of Angel in season 5 as like this serial killer ghost, and I thought he was really good in that one too. I wonder if he met Charisma Carpenter while they were on set.
Hey. Mr. Tambourine Man.
Hey. So, the Angel of Death, he's like, all right, I'm here to claim the chaplain's soul. It's not about you, Phoebe. It's the guy with the hole in his chest. But something's stopping him. He can't collect this guy's soul. So apparently, a random spell from a magic school grad student stops the literal Angel of Death from collecting a soul.
This screws up all of death, apparently.
Yeah, he can't collect anyone else, and if it continued that way, death itself would be stopped.
Yeah.
Just is this the same grad student that pulled like a time travel spell out of his ass when that was so hard for them in season 6?
You'd think the spell should have had a more interesting origin than that if it can be this powerful.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I guess you could say because Paige cast it and she's a charmed one, that's why it was so beefed up. But I mean, she didn't come up with the spell. They could have easily said that she did. They could have said she was proactive and she came up with it, or even that she pulled it out of her ass. Half-assedly, I don't know, something.
Yeah, or she found some book at magic school and they end up seeing, this is actually like a book you shouldn't use. The spells are too powerful. Yeah. Something like that to give it more of an origin than just someone threw this together on their spare hours and, oops, it can destroy all of death.
And you really don't see a lot of the fallout from this, despite the fact there's a lot of talk about, like,
this is a heavy consequence.
Yeah, like, they had an episode of Xena that dealt with this, and it was a fucking Hercules crossover, so, you gotta deal with the sorbs, but, but they did show a little bit more of, like, what would it be like if nobody could die? Some people would want to die. It's not like everyone wants to live, especially if you're just suffering. And they have, lines about that in this episode, like, death is the reason people live because there's an end to it, but it's all half-assed and you don't really see a lot of what they're talking about. You see like one guy who's like in the emergency room and he flatlines and he's trying to get his soul out and he can't and he just goes back into the guy. And that's kind of the extent of it.
Yeah.
This is that one guy who gets like a couple lines and you can tell he didn't have a lot of speaking roles,
Poorly done.
Yeah. And I do like the Angel of Death just being like, come on, come over here. And he's like, I can't.
Yeah.
Even though he knows what's going on anyway. So it's like, what?
It's weird, too. He goes back in and then he gets a pulse and stuff again. Like, you think he'd be undead or something, not just normal alive.
What?
When the soul gets sucked back into the body, they start getting life signs again.
Yeah, I don't know.
It seems weird that he's apparently reading as normal alive.
Yeah, I have no idea on that one.
I slept with a zombie.
So the Angel of Death's like, I've never had this problem before. I've never not been able to collect a soul before. This is... Give me 5 minutes, okay?
Never had death potence.
I've never not been able to perform. This is so embarrassing. Yeah, so I guess when Prue was like, yeah, I can't stop death, she should have just gone to a random grad student and that would have been fine.
Yeah.
They had a great...
the real hero of the series, grad student.
Yeah. I love, too, like, of the multiple follow-ups they've had to that episode, like, they get worse and worse, because they have the one where all of the people they didn't save come back, and that one agent that Prue didn't save was, like, a zombie or whatever, and they're just, like, blasting their asses away and killing them with the fucking Tales from the Crypt necromancer or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, Piper's like, well, if we reverse the spell and this guy's dead for real, then that demon's going to collect the chaplain's soul. He's going to be full demon. He's going to get what he wants and we can't stop him. Even though Paige was just saying she was going to try and reverse the spell and no one had a problem with it then. But now when the Angel of Death wants it, Piper's like, hold your horses.
No, you don't get to have death until I say it's okay.
This is where things start to get very, very confusing and contradictory in this episode, and it's never going to make any sense. So the Angel of Death explains that he has a list of people that are going to die. He shows them the list. It says, to die at the top, so you know. So he can keep track of the ones that are going to die.
List.
His to-do list, to-die list? Is that what it was supposed to be?
Yeah.
His to-die list. Shit.
Milk, eggs, Phoebe.
So he explains to them, all right, on this list, there is an exact order that he has to collect these souls, or the cosmic balance is thrown off, and then something...
Overflows the cosmic toilet.
Whoosh. The cosmic balance is thrown off, and then something grand design. He mentions the grand design, which the show loves to point out. It's in the comics, too. It makes no fucking sense.
No.
So, like, the grand design would be like a blueprint. This is what everything that comes together for one grand cosmic design, you know? And if you throw something off, that throws off the grand design. But it's like, if you could change it, there is no grand design. There is no foretold way things that are going to go, because you can change it. And they talk throughout this episode, if you change the circumstances, it changes things. So then what does the cosmic design, or what is this order, or what does anything have to do with anything? It's
so easily changed, apparently. Like, spoiler, they kill half Demon Boy by the end, and then they go, well, that wasn't in the cosmic design, so you owe us one.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I'm like, what the hell was that? It wasn't some grandiose thing. It's just they killed another demon. They're, whoa, that wasn't on my to-do list. Whoa, you changed the cosmic design.
Yeah, they can't keep going on about how it has to be in a certain order. If you don't collect them in order, people can't die. All this stuff goes on. There has to be a way that things are done. And then also go like, well, you can fucking change it anytime.
Yeah.
And then this is
and
their
sometimes
loophole.
you can trade souls.
Sometimes you can do tradesies, and then sometimes names disappear off the list and new ones appear, and then but then it's like, then why did any of this matter?
Yeah.
None of it mattered.
It doesn't make any sense.
So the Angel of Death is like, look, I don't care about this demon guy. I'm a neutral party. But then he steps out while they have a think about it anyway. Like, he's like, I don't care. Well, I'll come back later. While you think if you're gonna reverse this spell. Phoebe, oddly proactive Phoebe, she tries to come up with an actual plan. But then Paige says that they're not doing anything until she deals with her Leslie issues. Who gives a fuck? This is so annoying. Because for once, they've written, like, Phoebe not as bad as usual. She's got some shit stuff in here.
She's still making other people do her work. But yeah, apparently she's caring about the right things for once.
Yeah, for season 7 Phoebe, it's pretty good. She actually cares about the innocent a little bit in this episode. But they're like, you have to deal with the Leslie issues. But it's like, who who cares at this point? You have a guy with a hole in his chest that you're supposed to help. The angel of death himself just came to them saying the cosmic balance is thrown off and he can't collect any souls. But they're like, oh, go talk to fucking Nick Lachey. 98 degrees over here. And then Phoebe points out, like, hey, maybe this is more important.
Yeah.
And Paige says that they're only dealing with this stuff because Phoebe doesn't have active powers. So, like, again, it's only because they've been inconvenienced by knowing about this stuff. If they had just not gotten involved to begin with and let that guy fucking die, it would all be fine.
Yeah.
And they're also saying this as if Phoebe would be helping normally if she had powers. Like, excuse me?
We know what she'd be doing. I need to write an article. I can't do this right now.
Yeah, even when she started her sabbatical, she was complaining because the ghostwriter was a guy and she didn't like it. So Piper says, ever since Phoebe slept with Leslie, she's just been talking about demons and vanquishings. Because Phoebe would only ever be concerned with helping people if she were distracting herself from her own issues.
Never would she normally care about people. Who are you?
They wouldn't have to deal with this stuff if Phoebe would just shut the hell up and focus on her love life, which is her entire thing in the latter seasons. And then for the third time in the episode, Paige says that she and Piper have lives. It's her catchphrase this episode.
I think you doth protest too much.
Why do you, if you're writing this episode, and maybe Rose McGowan was just improvising a little bit or saying the lines a little looser, but if this is just how it was written, how do you write the same line 3 times? Like in the first half of the episode? Like this is maybe like 10, 15 minutes in, if that.
No.
And like,
bad.
it's just the same line over and over again. You can reword that she's saying like, hey, we want to get on with our own lives. Stupid Paige, I got to get on with my own life. Because it's like Paige is normally the one that cares a little bit, but because Phoebe cares a little bit, they're like, oh, we met our cares a little bit quota, so we have to have her be the Phoebe for this episode. So Paige and Piper, they're going to work on this demon thing while Phoebe goes and talks to Nick Lachey because, you know, Piper and Paige have lives. So they're like, we have lives. We'll take care of this while you go talk to Nick Lachey. Everyone runs off to do their own thing. While they're doing that, the chaplain runs away again.
Yeah. They're so good at their job.
So this is when the scene comes up where the Angel of Death goes out to try and collect a soul. He can't do it. I don't know why he tries to do this because he knows he can't. He just said that there's an order. He can't collect the chaplain. And then he goes to collect this other guy. And then he's like, come on, get out of your body. And he's like, oh, I can't. Oh, goes back in.
No.
He knows that he can't collect him and he's surprised.
Mm-hmm. The dumbest thing, too, Zack Ward sticks his head in the window. He somehow knew where Death was.
And that he was involved at all.
Yeah.
How did he know the Angel of Death was
I don't know why he knew
him?
any of this was happening. He's got like a death tracker or something.
Maybe he got the news from the seer. He's working with the seer in this episode.
Maybe. But
the Charisma Carpenter seer. I have to clarify, there's like 3 just the seers.
But he would still have to ask about this or something, you know, probably to even know this, that he was there and this is going to be an issue. But anyway, he sticks his head in the window and then he proceeds to tell Death about why Death is messed up.
Yeah.
Like, why wouldn't it be that Death explains this? No, this stupid half-demon futt knows everything about what's going on and has to explain to Death how Death is working.
I do kind of love this episode from Death's perspective because, like, Death is having a weird day, right? Like, he's just going to collect a soul and he's like, what up with that? Like, he just goes around and just collects souls and deals with pretty somber things most of the time. People like wondering about all the questions in life. He's got to take him into the little toilet bowl of the afterlife, flush him down. You know, it's kind of a sad life. And then all of a sudden this is going on. He's like, what do you do with that? And the fucking charmed ones again. And he's got to go talk to them and they're complaining at him. It's like, what? I'm just trying to do my job, man. And then fucking half-faced McGee telling him what's going on. He's like, is this my life right now? Is this what's going on?
When he showed up and they just constantly complained at him, he should have just really deadpan said, like, I miss Prue.
You got to think, too, he doesn't interact with a lot of alive people. So the amount of alive people talking to him in this episode, like I haven't been able to practice my social skills in a while. And then later when like Piper's complaining at him too, and he's just like, he gets so annoyed, he's like following them like, whoa. I don't know. I wish the episode was just basically Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead, but it's, death, and then it's just him dealing with the Charmed ones.
Mm-hmm.
Be pretty good. Yeah, so when he's in the waiting room, and then Cirque shows up in the window, and the only thing I can think is that the seer probably told Cirque that he wasn't fully demon yet because the chaplain wasn't really dead, and then why he wasn't really dead, and then he went to go find death. Blah, blah, blah.
Sure.
I don't know how he'd know where he was, but apparently he explains that he can see the Angel of Death, and he could see him because of some gift that he absorbed from someone that he killed. So someone apparently also could see the Angel of Death, and he killed them.
Yeah, he's got all these superpowers compared to like a bunch of other stupid big baddies we've seen on the show. This Futt can just get all these things pretty easily.
Yeah. And I don't think witches can normally see the Angel of Death. I think he just makes himself appear to them because of blee blee blee.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But anyway, he's like, all right, so listen. The girls have messed up the grand design every time they've saved someone. So he's not just explaining why it didn't work. He's explaining why he should go after the Charmed ones and why he needs to help him. Because every time the Charmed ones save someone, they're messing with the grand design.
So why isn't that backup death every time then?
That is my question. Because if it works like the episode says it works, then he wouldn't have been able to collect souls for a long time. If every time they save someone, it changed his list, and then he had a certain order he had to save them in.
Yep, so
and it
that
changed
doesn't
the cosmic
work.
balance or whatever. So yeah, Cirque's like, well, you got to fix the cosmic balance by helping me out.
Yeah.
How about we become a buddy team? And then Cirque says that if they combine his gifts with the Angel of Death's powers, the Angel of Death can teach himself how to reverse this protection spell, which apparently is what happens. So, like, he taught the Angel of Death like a reversal spell or something. Like, the Angel of Death also was learning spells from a half demon guy. Like, I want to see that scene.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why this guy can tell Death how to do all these death-related issues.
And I'm unclear on how he can learn spells. I guess he has some magic properties, but I don't know.
This doesn't make a lot of sense.
He's got to teach him a spell that a grad student of magic school learned.
Yeah. He's a grad demon, isn't he?
Meanwhile, Phoebe talks to Leslie at the paper. She acts stupid. The whole scene's stupid. She's like, I've been avoiding you because I'm not sure I'm ready for a relationship. But then Nick Lachey explains that he's just a stunt casting, like many before and after him. So just enjoy the moment. He'll be gone soon.
It's so boring. Who the fuck cares?
This scene's so dumb too, because just like, hey, have you been avoiding me? What's going on? You know, I don't regret sleeping with you. And like, let's have a moment. Oh, by the way, an FBI agent was asking about you. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't lead off with that.
I think that's the more pressing issue. No, let's talk about a relationship. Oh yeah, by the way, a fucking FBI agent came on.
Yeah, I almost forgot. An FBI agent was looking for you.
He's so stupid. He does this type of shit again later, too.
Stupid Nick Lachey. This is, of course, the reason he says it at the end of the scene is because they want to transition to an Agent Brody scene, so they think they're so clever with it. Like, Agent Brody is talking to Daryl. At this point, Daryl is not on good terms with the girls. He because of that death row incident, he's like, I don't want to know.
Yeah.
But he's
like,
still...
I don't really like them that much, but I'm still like a well-wisher. As in, I want to throw them down a well.
They want to murder you in a well. That Phoebe, you know, her face is like a flower.
Yeah, a cauliflower.
Ladies and gentlemen, these Halliwells are for the birds. I wish this scene was as interesting as that. Actually, this scene is oddly sinister. So this scene kind of brings up a lot of the issues with the Agent Brody storyline. Mm-hmm. So, like, Daryl is talking to him, but he's reluctant, but he doesn't want to betray the girls because they're pretty scary and might murder him. But Agent Brody is also threatening him. So prior to this episode, there was that Agent Sheridan or Inspector Sheridan, who was
Inspector Sheridan.
coma. Yeah, she's in a coma currently. What?
She's gone.
Okay. So she was investigating the girls. She was going to expose them. And then Agent Brody shot her with a tranquilizer dart and is currently keeping her in an induced coma somewhere to keep her from getting to them. This guy, this fucking guy, eventually becomes an elder. He's rewarded with becoming an elder by the end of his storyline.
Hey, how you doing? Good to be evil.
Like you say, the elders are dicks.
The elders I guess this makes sense.
They saw themselves in him.
And he's basically telling Daryl, like, all right, pretend I'm not an FBI agent. Throws his badge down, like, come on, talk to me.
Throws it in the urinal.
Tough shit, Daryl. And then, like, Daryl's like, I don't know, he shuts the door and he's like, I don't want to end up like Inspector Sheridan. I got kids, man. I got a wife and kids. He's like, relax, I didn't do anything to Sheridan. And then by the end of the episode, or the scene, he's like, hey, you don't want to end up like Inspector Sheridan, do you? I can pull Sheridan on you. And then Daryl also, he pulls his classic catchphrase, I don't want to know.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Yeah, so Daryl is like, no, I'm not going to help you with the Halliwells because they're scarier than you. And then Brody's like, you don't even know what I want with them. It can't be anything good. You're like, I'll turn you into Sheridan. And then Brody's like, well, look, I could have just let Sheridan expose them, but I need them for something. So as soon as they know that I know that they're magical, they have to help me because I'm not a threat and I'm totally stable. And then, he's like, hey, I'm a good guy. I'm going to put you in a coma if you don't help me. Elder. Elders are like, this guy's good.
You like that.
So I don't know also why Brody, like, what he wants from Daryl. Because, like, he's like, you got to help me get to the girls. It's like, well, you know where they work. You know where they live. Mm-hmm. You know that they're magical. You're snooping around them all the time. What is he going to give you that you don't already know? Go to them.
Yeah.
Which is what he does by the end of the episode. Just go to them. What is Daryl? You just needed a scene with Daryl because they were contractually obligated to use him, basically.
Yeah.
So meanwhile, the chaplain, he has gone to see his wife. He has a heartfelt scene where he's, like, I just wanted to see you and tell you I love you. And she's sitting there looking at him sweating and in a weird coat and like, everything seems fine here. I got to go to my doctor's appointment. See ya. See you for dinner, hun. This is when the Angel of Death shows up, and I guess he learned that grad student spell, so with his and Cirque's powers combined, he is Captain Death!
Whoa, Death learned how to be Death.
Yeah, he learned how to kill someone. He lifts the protection spell, Chaplain's dead. Meanwhile, Paige orbs into the attic as Piper is scrying for the Chaplain. I think this is inconsistent on the show, but they've said that it's just a witch thing before. They just track witches with scrying, but apparently there's some Chaplain.
Yeah.
You could scry for him.
To change your target, I guess.
I guess. Paige says that she can't, they don't know that he's dead yet. So Paige says she can't figure out how to reverse the spell without killing the Chaplain and making the demon whole. Even though they could easily blow up the demon like they always do. And then when they eventually vanquish him, it's pretty easy. So
yeah.
Piper points out that the Angel of Death is a little scarier than this guy. Like maybe that should be a concern. Even though later in the episode, she don't give a fuck.
It's like this episode constantly. They're like, let's shit on the plot, even though you're supposed to care about what's going on.
Yeah. It just changes depending on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
She's able to finally track down the Chaplain once he's actually dead. So they orb over to bitch at the Angel of Death. This scene is incredible.
It's ridiculous. They're so dumb. Piper earns what she gets here. This is
the conceit of the episode is Piper complains at the Angel of Death so hard, a sitcom-esque plot ensues where he's like, why don't you do my job for a while?
She annoys Death to the point he goes, fine, you die and be Death.
Yeah, Piper, okay, so they go over, and then Piper's like,
You can't team up with a demon if you're neutral. Help us, neutrally.
and then the Angel of Death's like, you know what, I gotta work overtime now. I got all these souls that I gotta collect. They've been building up, piling up while you were dicking around doing nothing. I couldn't, do this while the chaplain was hanging around. I had to fix it myself.
Some Twizzlers. They weren't going to eat themselves.
And he's like, I gotta fix the damage that you've done to the Grand Design. And then Piper haughtily says,
We've done more than almost anyone to protect the Grand Design.
whatever the fuck the Grand Design is, according to this show.
Whatever that means.
And then Piper says to the Angel of Death that he has less work because of them. She goes,
I have 2 kids and a business, and I still find time to fight demons.
almost the entirety of these last seasons are her avoiding fighting demons and just focusing on her family and her business. She's insufferable in this scene.
Yup.
So this is when the wacky sitcom plot is set in motion. They start walking away like, stupid Angel of Death. And he's like, wait a minute. As if you think I got it so easy, why don't you step into my shoes? Brrrt, kills Piper, face down on the asphalt, on the concrete.
Yay.
They have a double for Piper, her corpse face down on the ground.
It's
looks very bad.
Yeah, it does not look like her.
She's extra tan, so I feel like this is like Alyssa Milano's double they had going in there. And then, so they have this double with their face down, and then Piper's soul reappears. She's in a black robe, because now she's become death herself.
Piper has gained her true form.
This is really where she should have stayed. It would have made more sense that she is like the way she is if she was death.
Yeah. This is what she's always meant to be.
And then she does her classic, oh no.
Yeah. Death. They don't pay me enough to care.
The Angel of Death is like, you made this mess. You got to help me clean things up. You got to help collect these souls. Apparently, he just goes around collecting souls, and then she does one through this episode. She's supposed to be getting this backlog of souls. We do not see her doing this, even though that would make sense for her to learn her lesson. But she doesn't even do the thing that he wants her to do.
No. She just kind of futs around in a black cloak.
Also, I don't get if I don't know if he wants her to do it solely or him also. The only thing I can think is he's also doing it, but they have a certain order they're supposed to do things, so it's not like he can. So who's collecting who when?
I don't know.
The Angel of Death pieces out, and then Piper complains some more. She doesn't go off to collect souls. She just stands around like,
this sucks, I'm death. What about the kids?
Don't let them autopsy my body, Paige.
Yeah, she's standing around. Paige is the only one that they can see. There's investigators, police, looking at Piper's body and also the body of the chaplain just across the street. They're like, a couple of corpses here. This seems weird. And Piper is face first on the concrete, standing next to Paige, do something. And then Paige says, dude, you're dead.
Dude, you're getting a death.
Dude, you're getting a death. And then Paige is also like, this isn't my issue. Everyone loves to tell everyone else that their things are not their problem.
My sister's dead. I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
So this is when a cop shows up, just a rando cop, and he's like, yeah, I'm sorry for your loss. And she's like, oh, it's fine. She always hated her sister anyway. And then Piper's like, could you sound a little sadder? Which was kind of funny.
Yeah. It's really, I don't know. It feels like these actors on this show don't want to act. Less than the charmed ones are bad actors. It just feels like I can't be bothered to try and get emotional.
Well, that's it is a part of the story that they're not acting very sad, but I don't know why it's part of the story that they're not acting very sad.
It's not a good part of the story. If they tried a little, you could, it would be a better story.
People acknowledge that they seem kind of like they're not sad. It's not like the actors.
Yeah, but it's not like that's a great part of the story. Oh yeah, man, that really came together because they didn't care.
It doesn't make any sense that Paige and Phoebe do not act like they care that their sister's dead just for the sake of the other characters. Obviously, they know they're alive. Once or twice, it would be okay. Maybe at that beginning where she says, "Oh, it's fine," and then Piper's act a little sadder.
Yeah,
and it's oh, she wasn't thinking about it because Piper's standing right next to her.
that would work fine. But yeah, just, I don't know, they all act blasé about it, and then it's like, oh, okay, they seem like monsters, even though I guess they are, so.
Guess they are.
It's true.
So, Piper's stupid body's carted off to the morgue. I do like that they put her stunt double on the stretcher face down. They don't turn her over like.
That's how we always do this.
Yeah, get the shovel.
Make sure we hide her face for some reason.
Let's scrape her off the concrete here. So they're carting her off to the morgue, and they mentioned that they have to do an autopsy because this is a murder investigation. Even though they're like, well, she just fell over. And so they're worried about that. They're like, we don't want an autopsy, but oh well. So Paige is annoyed at Death Piper. She's yelling in her ear, but not as annoyed as seeing Agent Brody snooping around nearby. He doesn't do anything, but he kind of stands off screen.
He's just standing there staring her down. She's like, what's he looking at? He's like, probably me talking to myself. And just cuts to staring.
She's like,
I can't wait to fuck that guy.
So they return home to tell Phoebe, hey, guess what? Piper's dead now. And Piper proceeds to complain that this makes her busier than she already was.
I'm so busy now that I'm dead.
Who is it? Someone's like, oh no, about the Leo. And then they're like, oh, don't worry about it.
Yeah. Phoebe says, don't worry about it. Piper's died before.
Maybe try to make your plot seem like it matters, show.
I mean, I understand they're flipping about death because it really doesn't mean anything on the show. But if you're going to do an episode about the importance of death, maybe not have a bunch of lines about how you frequently die and come back to life.
One of them hasn't been turned into death before. They could be worried about that.
Yeah.
They don't know if they can reverse that.
That's true. So Piper, she's got Death's list of souls to collect now. She notices the names changing. She's like, oh, these are all changing. Guess the grand design can be changed. Like, why does this happen when there's a certain order they're supposed to? So there's no order.
I know. Is it like death getting souls off the list? Like, I didn't know what that meant.
But they weren't even in order. It was off random parts of the list. And you said there was an order.
I don't know.
I don't know what any of this is in this episode. I'm confused about what they're trying to say.
It's the grand mess.
Well, because the names keep disappearing off the list or changing, I guess maybe other ones are being added. I don't know. They're like, well, maybe Cirque is now like a full demon and attacking people. And they're worried about that. And then Piper demands they focus on her. Innocence can wait. And then Phoebe, sadly the one that actually cares in this episode, she deduces that if Cirque became this makes no sense. And I think you were out of the room at the time, but I'm going to explain this to you best I can. Phoebe deduces that if Cirque becomes a full demon, his human name would be on the death list because his human soul was gotten rid of.
What?
Dude, half demons have two souls, like a demon and a human soul? Like, what is that about?
What?
And that's what, apparently that's what happens at the end of the episode, is his human soul is put, because he goes, I am human! So you know. And how does she know Cirque's human name to even look for it?
I don't know.
His human soul would be on the list?
Human soul would be on the list.
So, so they figure out he must have a family member still alive somewhere. And their whole dilemma with the chaplain was pointless anyway, I guess, because if he'd have died, there still would have been someone left.
It doesn't matter that we let him die.
It just doesn't matter.
It's kind of pointless, too, because then we have a seer scene with Cirque, and they just tell us the same thing. You must have another family member who's still alive.
Yeah.
It's just reiterating the same point.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess he has to figure it out, and they have to figure it out.
But it's bad storytelling to have the same thing discovered twice.
There could be a lot of different ways to write this. So yeah, Piper's like, well, time to start harvesting some souls. She goes off to the hospital to collect this old man who's just died. She tactfully tells him,
well, you're dead. Bummer, huh?
Bummer, get in the cosmic toilet.
She really says... She really says bummer, huh? For people who are listening to this who haven't seen the episode in a while, or some people, I guess, just listen to this and not the show, but we're not I know we say things like, it's like, wouldn't it be funny if they said that? That's what they sound like. She literally says this to him. Bummer. She says, bummer, huh?
This is, again, some of their non-tact for anything. Oh, you're dead. Well, you don't realize what I've got going for me. I have to run P3, and I got the kids, and stupid Leo's no help, and now I have to do this. And who else is going to fight the demons?
This is supposed to be a significant moment for her in her journey in this episode, right? This is the first soul that she's collected. She gets to see the reaction of the person who's died. She gets to lead him to the toilet bowl of the afterlife.
Smile with glee as she reaps.
Yeah, this could be her getting a taste of blood, like,
this is what I was meant to do.
Something. But it's so, half-baked.
Mm-hmm.
She takes him to the afterlife, and this is the one time we see her doing this with anyone.
Mm-hmm.
They have a bit later where she's starting to take Paige to the afterlife, but we don't see her collecting any other souls. We don't see her catching up. We don't see her have this significant moment of oh, this is what death is.
Yeah. It's really weird too, because they have just this kind of sudden switch with her. She's somehow seasoned at this job, even though we saw once, and then she's still going I'm not going to lose another sister. Then next scene, I have to take you here.
Yeah. Oh, well, because it's Paige and she doesn't care.
Half-breed.
It's just so weird the way they just suddenly flip her character to suddenly being all stoic and I must reap you.
Yeah, they don't do a great job transitioning it, but I think it really would have helped if this scene was more significant. Maybe she saw this guy die, and maybe she saw that he was suffering and this was a relief to him or something. But instead they have another actor who probably doesn't usually get a lot of speaking lines, just kind of oh, I guess I gotta go, bye.
If she hesitated on it, and then that made the person suffer more, and death says, you have to provide them the release.
Yeah.
Maybe that would make the way she becomes by the end of this episode make more sense. Okay, I have to do this for their sake.
I don't know. Well, she flushes him like an old goldfish. So meanwhile, Cirque is pissy in the underworld. This is one of a few scenes that he has with the Charisma Carpenter seer. I think her name is Kira. They don't say that till her last episode, which is the next time she shows up. But anyway, Charisma Carpenter, it's nice seeing her, but she doesn't have too much to do in this episode.
I don't know. I guess they're just kind of introducing her, so you'd be oh, look, she was there. Now she's actually doing something. But
no, it's not her introduction. It's her second appearance.
Second.
I don't remember what she does in her first one, but
they should have made her character do something more interesting than this. It's kind of pointless, and why?
Yeah, I guess.
Why
it was just...
is stupid half demon boy hiring her? Why'd she care about helping him?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess she just slinks around helping demons in the underworld. I guess it must have just been, they had her for a few episodes for the stunt casting. Same with Nick Lachey, so they just put her in, random ones till they finished out the arc poorly.
This arc should have been a lot better than it ended up to. It would have helped if her episodes actually meant something more moving forward instead of just, she helps this spot.
Well, if you look at the comics, she had kind of a satisfying arc. One of the few things the comics fixed. So she was in 3 episodes. Her last episode was actually on the poll as well, but it didn't win.
Oh.
We could have had her last episode. I didn't even realize she was in this one, so I was like, oh, okay, I guess we got Charisma Carpenter anyway.
Just a waste.
Yeah. Well, she was the one that told Cirque that he could become a full demon if he killed all his human relatives. She's helping him out, giving him tips from the future and stuff like that. He's all pissy. He's like, why didn't it work? And she points out the obvious. She's like, well, you probably still have a relative somewhere. And he's like, oh, I didn't think of that.
It takes him forever. And he's like, I forgot. I need to kill Titus.
Yeah, I don't know why he doesn't think, a relative's still left. She's like, did you kill them all? And he's like, yes. And she's like, are you sure? No.
Maybe I should have made extra sure. You're right.
You're right.
Oh, my mistake.
So meanwhile, at the manor, Leo and Phoebe are watching a news report about Piper's death. Piper Halliwell dead. Town celebrates.
Eating popcorn and Twizzlers.
This is the first scene we see past Piper being dead with Leo in it. And he's just like, oh man, this sucks.
Chaplain.
Yeah, he's worried, and he's like, oh no, this could be bad. Like, what if the kids see this? We might have to have them on screen. And then Phoebe says, relax, Piper's been dead before. Mm-hmm. Death means nothing on this show, so why are they worried about it? Death is cheap
in so many ways.
Yeah. Piper's been dead before. She can learn the importance of death now. So yeah, Leo's like, well, the kids might find out, but they're at magic school where there's no news, and you don't have to show the child.
Where there's no news.
There's no news at magic school. They'll never find out there.
No news. They're incapable of getting news.
Yeah. Can you imagine their little nursery with all the magic kids, and then they have the news with all the graphic reports of death and shootings and all this other stuff going on in the background.
It's like Flanders' house. He's got satellite. And he's like, yeah, 135 channels all blocked.
You think when they brought the last relative there and then the demon showed up, they're like, oh, I guess the kids could have found out.
Yep.
So Paige comes in. She is rolling her eyes at condolence phone calls. People are giving them condolences over Piper, and she's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, it's great. She's dead. Is that not what you're saying?
Eats a Twizzler. Yeah.
Piper just behind her as she's choking.
Nuts. So
get you next time.
So they're wondering how they're going to cover this up once Piper is brought back to life, since this is on the news and everything. And Phoebe wonders if they can ask the cleaners to help them out. And then Leo says they won't help after last time. I presume he's talking about the trial and all that. They were all pissy about that. I don't know. But, what's the point of the cleaners? This would be an exposure issue. It's not just about helping them.
Yeah.
It would be an exposure issue. But it's oh, they won't help because they're just pissy and it's about their egos? What's the point of the cleaners?
Yeah.
They should have never written them in, because it just created too many plot holes.
No.
And then when they were written in, they have to come up with reasons why they won't do anything.
Yep.
When you have these issues. So, they're like, I don't know, we'll figure something out. And Phoebe says that they got to stop this demon before he kills that other relative. And Paige is like, all right, well, I'm going to call Daryl to postpone the autopsy. And then Leo is like, oh, I'm going to go to magic school to hang out with the kids for some reason. And he leaves. So it's are any of them stopping the demon then? Okay, I guess Phoebe's on it.
Go to magic school and make sure they don't get the news.
Turn off the news. Put on the channel blockers. Well, at least Phoebe can focus on just kidding. Leslie shows up. You thought she was going to do something? Fuck off.
And Leslie, upon hearing her sister's dead, comes in with a big smile on his face. Hey! He was going to be like, let's talk about relationship again. Oh, yeah, by the way, I heard about your sister. Condolences and all that.
He's supposed to be there to console her because he just found out her sister died. She opens the door, big, gaping, dumb smile on his face as he starts letting himself in. What the fuck was going on?
So stupid.
But the story makes sense. It would upset the cosmic balance if Phoebe did anything but focus on her relationships, so...
This scene is so utterly pointless, too, because they just have a talk about him consoling her, and they'll make a list together, which gives dumb Phoebe the idea of looking at Death's list.
Yeah.
She couldn't think of list unless he said list.
Yeah, that's basically the extent of his scene, is to remind her the word list exists.
Dumb Phoebe sure is back.
Yeah, she badly pretends to be sad about Piper, but this is basically how she acted when Prue was dead for real.
Yeah.
And then Leslie is like, wow, you seem like an absolute psycho. Strange.
I like that.
I like that.
I am too. You saw the way I came in with a smile.
Wow, heard your sister's dead. I think we have a mutual disrespect of your sister. So yeah, Phoebe's like, a list, huh? And then she goes inside, get out of here, Leslie.
List.
A list.
Listly.
I hear the word list, and I'm thinking list.
Phoebe, you're brilliant.
So yeah, she goes inside and she's like, all right, so the name of Cirque's relative, that's gonna be on Piper's death list. But if that was the case, then wouldn't that mean they can't save the relative? because that list is...
Yeah, so the cosmic design.
The grand design, but then it can change, so then it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. They don't know what they're talking about.
So I guess Cirque's still alive relative is the chaplain's unborn child. So the wife has gone to the church because they have that set, so they're going to use it. She's gone back to the church. Cirque shows up there. Piper also shows up, but I guess as Death, she has to be neutral. Like, he's like, you're neutral. You can't do anything. And she's like, yeah, I guess not.
I wouldn't have done anything anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You're preaching to the choir here.
If I could blow you up, I would. I don't do fight scenes.
You think this is stopping me from not doing anything? You don't know me very well.
This is when Phoebe and Paige show up, and non-active powers Phoebe roundhouse kicks him in the face.
Whoa.
Which she could have done this whole time.
She remembered again
her active
for a
power,
sec.
Her active power is roundhouse kicks. So they go over, orb the wife out of there, and then Piper notes that the wife's name has disappeared from her list. But then she sees that Phoebe's name has replaced it, and the audience cheers. Credits.
Yeah. And Piper's like, do I dare live out my dream?
Did my sister die?
She starts writing down other people's names. It becomes Death Note.
Yeah. I could fit in Daryl here.
Wait till the end of the season. We'll just say that he moved.
So
Grams, I know she's dead, but it never hurts to kill her again.
Send her to the toilet bowl. I'll act like I want to talk to her. I don't.
So at magic school, Phoebe's standing there with her hands in her pockets awkwardly, like, you don't want me to do anything? This is weird.
Hacky sack.
Her sisters are demanding that she stays in magic school where she's safe. Phoebe points out that their names disappear off the list all the time because death means nothing on this show. So she's like, why does it matter now? Because again, they're learning about the importance of death.
It's the design, except when it's not.
Yeah. So Leo, Piper, and Paige, they all take off. They tell useless Phoebe to stay put. Well, Piper shows up at the hospital. I guess she's collecting souls. We don't see her doing it. She's waiting around for the Angel of Death. He shows up, and she says she quits. She took one soul to the afterlife, didn't hurry it up or help them collect the souls he was backed up on, and then gave up when her sister showed up on the list. What a story this has been.
Haven't I done enough for you? I did one thing reluctantly, and then it's still backed up. It's backed up even worse now.
Well, my work is done here.
What do you mean your work is done? You didn't do anything.
Didn't I?
Basically, she's like when a kid does a chore badly, so the parent will just do it anyway. Like, if you half-ass it, then they won't ask you to do it again. So this is when the Angel of Death gives his big spiel. He's like, well, we can't decide who lives or dies. Only the circumstances can change their fate. Like how they saved the woman's life and then took her off the list, thus deciding who lives or dies. Like, what is he talking about? Like, they can decide who lives or dies. They do it all the time. It happens in this episode. It's plot important that they decide who lives or dies.
There's a cosmic plunger.
And then Piper is like, well, I'll just go on strike and stop death altogether. And so the Angel of Death is like, well, you don't think death is pointless, even though it is pointless to them, right, Grandma Ghost? Yeah, so it's basically just a half-baked version of the spiel he gives to Prue. You know, like, it's the same conclusion. Death is what makes life worth living, etc., whatever. He leaves. Then they try to have a moment. They like, close in on Death Piper as she cries a single tear.
When we see the tear hit the ground and it forms, like, these black veins in the earth as it dies.
My only regret is that I can't kill both sisters. Why can't they both be on the list?
I can always add them here.
I saw that.
It was always like that.
Shut up. Kills death. Huh?
Death.
That'd be supernatural. You just killed death.
And it doesn't matter, I guess.
In the underworld, Cirque complains at the seer some more. He's like, I hate those charmed ones. They're so stupid. I want to peel the charmed ones' flesh from their bones. And then the seer's like, ew, gross. Stop being gross. I'll tell you some future stuff if you stop being gross.
Why do I hang out with you? I have no idea.
I know they just write her like that because they're just writing her as Cordelia if she were a demon thing, but like, it is still fun. So, yeah, she's like, I got some future knowledge. Don't worry about it. Get off my back.
She explains to the dummies, like, you see, knowing the future means you can change it. He's like, oh, that's what seers could do. I forgot why I came to you.
This guy made a deal with the Angel of Death, and he's still the dumbest guy in the universe.
I don't know. Seeing the future. What was that, though?
I love, too, like, he threatens her multiple times, and then she, like, dodges a energy ball because she saw it coming, and then she's like, yeah, your other threat sucked, so what's that gonna do?
Yeah.
Be nice to me.
The dummy still needs her. It's like, I sure am stupid.
I love they have a character who can see the future and uses it for all this stuff and is so good at it. And then you have fucking Phoebe with her visions that are all about decks in the city and shit and never useful for anything at this latter stage. No. Only in this episode, and then it becomes about love life.
Yeah, all about Phoebe.
Yeah, and meanwhile the seer's actually doing something that would be interesting with future powers.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. So off screen, apparently, Cirque called the girls telepathically? He can do that? They just mention as an aside that he called them telepathically? Can he read their minds? Can he... Then he wouldn't even need the future knowledge. He'd just know what they were going to do.
Cirque, is there anything he can't do?
No.
Except besides be smart.
So he calls the girls telepathically, and he's like, I want a truce. And they're like, well, that sounds like a lie.
Sounds like a lie.
That sounds like a lie. They're like, well, it's a trap, but Phoebe doesn't care. For one brief moment, she cares about other people. She's like, look, I can't just sit around at the expense, I can't be kept alive at the expense of an innocent. We got to save this innocent. There's more at stake than me. It's not just about me, which is weird to hear from Phoebe's mouth. And the only reason this is happening in this episode, again, is because they have to make her not a jerk-ass so they can say she earned back her vision powers.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they did this. Otherwise, she'd be complaining as usual.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, well, I decided to take this sabbatical from the paper to remind myself what we're all about, which is why she'll return to the paper and continue to ignore innocence for work in her love life. So they head on over to a spooky alley to meet with Cirque. That seems like a good truce location. Somehow their plan is to distract him with Phoebe while the others go after him, even though her name is on the list, so that means they're going to fail?
Yeah.
But I guess because he had a tip from the future, from the seer about the future, he knows that Paige is going to be behind him, so he kills her instead.
Yeah. Surprise!
Oh no, but that messes with the grand design. Just kidding, who cares?
Supposedly you'd think this blew a hole through her chest too, but they don't show that.
Yeah, she doesn't get a singed hole in her chest. I think maybe her shirt's singed, but not... She doesn't have a gaping hole in her chest.
It certainly seems like it's healed when she comes back then.
They don't show they show her without a gaping hole, so I don't know why that happened. It should happen exactly like the other guy. Be consistent.
Yeah. Do it for comedy.
So, Death Piper's there. Paige's soul appears in a white robe, but still with her necklace. Why she still have her accessories in the afterlife?
She's like, can I take this with me?
Yeah, you can take it with you, apparently.
Yeah.
You can see her just stealing a bunch of stuff as she goes to the afterlife.
I didn't realize I could take things.
She has a bunch of gold coins jingling out of her robe as she's sleeping.
These are essential.
It turns out they were right in Egypt all along. Quick, I'm going to mummify my boyfriends. You have to come with me. Garfield, get in here. It's for Garfield 9 Lives fans out there. So, even though Paige wasn't on the list, the circumstances changed. Basically, the list means nothing then. None of this matters.
That's not going to screw up the toilet and overflow it or anything. It's fine, I guess.
I do like that Piper had that whole thing where she's like, I'm not collecting my sister. I give up. I will stop death itself to save Phoebe. Paige? Oh, I hate that half-breed. Let's
Paige.
go.
I guess it was your time.
Yeah, she no conflict at all about taking Paige. Stupid half-breed. She's like, well, time to go to the toilet. And while she's taking Paige to, I don't know, hell or wherever, Phoebe gets a vision off of her body about the chaplain's wife dying anyway, so they did nothing.
Yeah.
But she got her powers back, I guess. After that, she can go back to the visions all about her love life. So anyway, Cirque shows up at magic school, which you might recall at this moment has protection spells on it, to, you know, the ones that always backfire, to keep demons out. But apparently, because he killed Paige, he has the ability to get around them.
Okay.
Makes no sense.
No.
I guess that protection spell backfired.
This is where the chaplain's wife's supposed to be?
Yeah, she was taken to magic school.
Why did the vision show her getting killed in the alleyway then?
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't know. I don't remember that happening, but that didn't make any sense.
No.
Well, they're in magic school. So yeah, Phoebe and Leo show up and then they vanquish him real easy. He's dead. They could have done that the whole time. Why didn't they just do that when he first showed up instead of talking to him? Just they got to wait till he makes his truce deal. Just throw it at him.
Yeah.
They had it with them the whole time.
Yeah.
But when they throw the vanquishing potion at him, he briefly turns human before he dies, which we know because he yells, "I'm human!" Some real acting going on from Zack Ward here.
This fucking show. This is so bad.
It's so confusing, too, because you don't even know what happened. You're like, what, they turned him human? Oh, no, he's dead?
Why does he yell, "I'm human"?
I'm human! Just because you know. So you know, because otherwise you'd be like, why does face disappear? What?
I think we're all Phoebe. We can't follow anything. Oh, I'm human, and now I am about to die! Oh.
Why does he show up in a white robe like he's going to heaven? You know you're going to heaven.
It was only the demon that was bad, not his human soul. That's different.
Right? So this is when the Angel of Death shows up. He can show up at magic school, I guess. So he's going to collect his soul. And then Phoebe's like, no, give us Paige's soul back. Because guess what? Cirque's name's not on the list. We changed the circumstances so we can swap him with Paige. Even though Paige is dead also because the circumstances were changed. So why?
Yeah, what in the hell is this?
Like, the reason that Phoebe's name got swapped out for the woman, the chaplain's wife, is because they saved the woman's life. It's not like she was already dead and then Phoebe's name took her place. Like, that doesn't make any sense. That someone...
Yeah.
They're both dead.
They're both dead. Apparently neither of them were on the list. Why can you swap them?
She died in Phoebe's place, so why... unless she swapped places with Cirque, and then they killed him and then swapped them back, it still wouldn't make sense, but, like, why did... Nothing makes sense.
No. Like, I don't know what things are part of the grand design or not. Like, you can't... They act like everything the Charmed Ones do is not on the grand design, which means, okay, they're still... It's all messed up regardless.
I don't know why never makes sense.
Yeah, I don't know why you can swap things in this case or why that makes any sense.
It doesn't. So, meanwhile, Piper and Paige have been taking the slowest walk ever to the toilet bowl of the afterlife.
A few feet away from the toilet. It's just like, boy, it sure is taking us a long time to walk a couple of feet.
Yeah, like, it might as well be like every time there's a new cut, they're like 6 feet further back.
It's like one of those shows where the commercial break makes it even further away than it was before the break.
And then they start doing the thing they were just doing. And they just keep...
happens slightly different. Wow. Oh, look over there. Oh, suddenly they're 50 feet away from it.
Yeah, their wagon went off the cliff, and then the next episode they didn't.
Yeah.
So, lucky for them, the Angel of Death shows up with Cirque, and then he backhands him into the afterlife. He's supposed to be neutral. He wasn't being neutral. No. He's like, slaps him in there.
He goes, because of cosmic shit, Paige can be alive.
I do want to say, I will give a little bit of credit here. Rose McGowan and Holly Marie Combs, the acting as they're kind of stalling to go into the afterlife was pretty good. I think like they were doing a good job. If the rest of the I wish the rest of the episode had fit this scene, because this scene was pretty decent.
Yeah, it's the one scene where some people are kind of trying.
Yeah, like, you know, they're coming to terms with Paige dying, and Paige is scared, and she's saying like these little details about like, you know, a jacket she borrowed and stuff. I just wish the rest of the episode had been as good as that. But anyway, and yeah, when he backhands him and Cirque into the afterlife, also, like, suddenly they're not standing there, because otherwise he would have just...
Yeah, he knocks all three of them in there.
He's like, oh, oops. Oh, well, I'm neutral, and then goes in and leaves.
It wasn't on the grand design, but I don't care.
Now with Paige and Piper coming back to life, they've learned what death means. Jack shit.
I don't get, like, why Paige's soul going back into her body repaired her body.
Yeah, I don't know.
There'll be a giant hole in it. Like, wow, I'm alive. Dead.
I guess the Angel of Death can bring people back to life too, right? Because he does it with Piper, so I guess. He said he would bring her back once she collected souls, which she didn't really do, but one. But anyway, Piper wakes up in the morgue. Agent Brody is sitting there in a chair waiting for her to wake up. I don't know why he thought she would wake up. He knows they're magical, but, you know.
I knew this was coming.
He knew their acting was bad. He's like, she's not really dead.
Yeah, I am sure that is a good way to tell.
Yeah, good call on his part. So he's like, all right, I'm going to tell the authorities that you were working undercover for me, trying to investigate the chaplain's death. I had you fake your death. Making this the first of 2 times the show covers for the girls' deaths by saying they're working for the FBI. How many times can one club owner work for the FBI and fake her death?
Yeah.
So they're like, well, what do you want in return? And he's like, all right, well, you got to help me with something different in a different episode. Yeah. Bye.
This will be an IOU.
Meanwhile, Leslie! He points out the absurdity of Piper's fake death story. That sounds like a lie.
A club owner works for the FBI?
Yeah, this sounds kind of bad and a fake, but...
I guess this explains your bad acting. It's like, hey, yeah, that explains it.
Then they say maybe we should see where this relationship goes. He'll be gone in the next episode. That's where that goes. Inside the manor, Piper and Leo observe their hellspawn. They exist for this one scene. Piper's content with having been death for a day. The end. Kind of a happy ending for someone who learned about death, apparently.
Yeah. She says, you'll pay for this later, Leo, and then cuts to torture.
That's the end of the episode. What are your final thoughts on this one?
Well, on the grand design, this didn't make any sense.
No.
This isn't how it was supposed to go, except it was, but then you can switch it out.
They didn't need to make it this complicated. They really didn't.
I don't know what their grand design is. So I guess in that way it makes a lot of sense, because Charm doesn't know where it's going, and neither does the grand design. It's a mess. It has a couple of good scenes, you know, the death guy's trying, but it sucks.
Yeah, this is just a worse version of the one they did with Prue. I don't know why they brought him back to do this. They could have done other stuff with the death character if they wanted to, but just repeating this
and
just
the fact
seemed
they don't
really...
talk about Prue like at all. There's just the one passing mention, but you know, it should be more of a focus if you're going to bring this guy back.
Yeah, it doesn't really examine death in an interesting, new, or even good way. So it just seemed... I mean, seeing Piper as death is pretty funny. The fact she nags him enough that he just kills her and then gives her the job is pretty funny. Although I feel like there's probably a funnier way to do that concept also, or a more interesting way to do that concept, and they didn't really accomplish that.
No.
So yeah, a mess. Who's your Margoyle and who's your Carman?
Margoyle is Piper, because she annoyed death to the point he killed her. And then for not taking full advantage of when she's death and living out her dream of killing Phoebe. It was right there. She could have rid us all of Phoebe. She didn't do it.
That's the real lost potential of the episode.
Reaped the fuck out of her.
All right, Margoyle's got to be Piper. I mean, Piper sucks. She fails to learn any lessons. She annoys death to the point of getting killed. Really whiffed it. She sucks. The standout, well, I guess she's the standout loser. Do we have a hero?
Caraman's going to be that grad student who came up with that Uber spell.
I don't know. He did kind of leave that guy undead for a while, though.
Well, it's not their fault. She just used it wrong. This grad student could have been the ultimate power had they been the hero of the series.
I guess.
They just whipped that up in their spare time, and come on.
All right, I'm going to have kind of a controversial choice for the Carman here, okay? I'm going to give it to Phoebe.
I couldn't. I was like, it's a brief thought, but like, nah, her things are too selfish in the end. Even when she's trying to do something good, it's selfish.
She's pretty lame, and the Leslie scenes are insufferable. But she is trying to help someone. She does point out that saving an innocent is more important, and the stuff with Leslie is kind of her sisters being annoying about it, so I feel like barring that for a season 7 Phoebe episode, she's doing pretty good.
It's better than usual, but she's still doing shit like, no, you two go out and do this on my behalf. Like, shut up, Phoebe.
True. All right, anything else you want to say about Styx Feet Under?
Nah.
All right, that wraps it up. If you guys enjoyed our podcast, we'd appreciate it if you liked, subscribed, or reviewed wherever you're enjoying it on. You can listen to it in audio form wherever podcasts are enjoyed. You can also watch it in video form on YouTube. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/Movie Nights the Series. Phelan's is youtube.com/Phelas. You can support us on Patreon. Vote for episodes of Charmed Rewind. See episodes ahead of time. All sorts of good stuff. My Patreon is patreon.com/Movie Nights. Phelan's is patreon.com/Phelas. Thanks to Peter Hunter for editing the podcast for us and for the amazing theme song. You can find him at Pretor Hunter. He also has a YouTube channel under the same name, and he does a podcast of his own with his wife about the Twilight Zone called The Monsters Are Due. That's at themonstersaredupodcast.com. What hashtag should we use, Phelan?
Hashtag death pittance.
Hashtag to die list. Hashtag shut up, Phoebe. Carman Phoebe, shut up. All right, that'll do us. We'll see you Charmanders next time. Bye.